77 किलोमीटर यार लेंथ, जोटा कि आम व्यासार्ध जदि देखा तो 2 किलोमीटर 22.4 किलोमीटर पर्यंत तार व्यासार्ध अच्छी। तेणु यार फॉरेस्ट ब्लॉक कवर हिसाब से देखा गले यहाँ 22टा फॉरेस्ट ब्लॉक को कवर कर।
नमस्कार, मु संबित आज एवरग्रीन फोरम तरफ आज कोटगढ़ आमर एठी कंधमाल एरिया रे आम आज एलिफेंट कॉरिडोर स्टडीज पे आसीचु।
कौन कौन अवेलेबिलिटी अच्छी फडर स्पीसीज ठू आरंभ करिकी आउ कौन कौन अन्य स्पीसीज अच्छी जमने कॉरिडोर द्वारा उपकृत हेबे सेटा आमे देखिबो। तापर ए पासस्थान हैबिटेट गुलार वायबिलिटी आमे स्टडी करी देखुछु जे हैबिटेट गुला ठीक अच्छी ना नाही, और ए हैबिटेट रे हाथी केते दिन पर्यंत केमती भाव रहिबो से विषय रे भी आमे एक्सपीरियंस अभिज्ञता अर्जन करिवार चेष्टा करूछु। हमर एई कॉरिडोर स्टडीटा ऑर्गेनाइज करचंती एवरग्रीन फोरम आ प्रकाश बाबू ताको लीड करूचंती। आजिकार डीएफओ सर अछंती, हमर फॉरेस्ट स्टाफ मैंने अछंती जेमने फील्ड रे हमको समस्त जिनस गुड़ा क्लारिफाई करके दौरान बुझाई दौरान कौटी कौन हाथीर मूवमेंट अच्छी, कौ पटे जाऊँगी, कौ पटे हाथीर पानी पीबार व्यवस्था अच्छी, कौटी रोची।
Welcome. We have something called Unlike Heroes, and we are calling this program Unlike Heroes because everybody talks about liking heroes on social media. And we have heroes who have been committed to the work, have passion to the work, or whatever profession. And they are amongst us, not necessarily celebrities or people who have been celebrated always, everywhere. But I have the privilege of meeting Dr. Chachal Kumar Saur. And it has been through a very interesting happening, which is the last 1 or 2 days. We are working on something for elephants, though I am just very new to awareness on conservation of elephants, especially in Odisha. But Dr. Chanchal Kumar Saur has so much of experience, tremendous experience as a professional, as a mentor, and of course, as an enthusiast. And I won't say that, when you see him working, and the trek we had today was gave me so much of inspiration and insight that people can be so committed to the profession and what they are interested in. So let's go to Dr. Saur and asking a bit about his student days, his childhood days, his background. Then how did he come up to this very interesting environmental conservation program, and what has been his journey so far?
Childhood, I was not a very good student. Class 9, when I was studying in class 9, I used to collect the bird's nest and keeping in verandas. One day my father found that I have kept all the bird's nest, and I failed on that exam also. So I scolded very badly. My father scolded very badly and thrown all that nest I have collected with my lot of efforts. So at least having more than 20, 25 number of varieties of nest, birds nest. From childhood, I don't know from where I got the inspiration. Uh, my father was a ICR scientist. He used to give he and his co-worker invented this induced breeding of mesocarps. So he used to keep the fish egg in hatcheries in my age, I think I just 3 years, 3 year and a half. I can remember actually. I used to steal those eggs and keep in the glass drinking glass to see how they are developing, how they are dancing, the twitching that spawn and coming out. That is in the childhood. I don't know. Got into this subject. After the study, my interest was in botany. I forced into zoology. And in elephant, it was a accidental uh, incursion in this subject, you can say. When one post was advertised for the habitat study in Arunachal Pradesh in
1984.
1984. My brother and myself went for the interview, and my brother gave the interview before me. So he was selected and immediately declared that he was selected. That interview was taken by Dr. D.K. Lahiri Chaudhary and Jesse Daniel. So after that, Daniel, I think that one post is already over, so there is no need for going and disturbing. So the next day he asked for the ask briefing to my brother what to be done in Arunachal Pradesh and how is to be done, and he was just instructing my brother, do this, do this, do this, and saying that elephant is there, elephant is not there. And I was sitting just observing as my brother was selected, so I am not interested to anything. So suddenly I asked Daniel, Professor Dr. J.C. Daniel, curator at that time in Bombay Natural History Society, oh, why elephant is not there? You are saying that in proposal, why elephant is not there? Then he turned back and looking on me. Then he asked Dhriti Kanta, Dr. D.K. Lahiri Chaudhary, Dhriti Kanta Lahiri Chaudhary, who was in the steering committee member, first elephant, your project elephant steering committee member. So he told me, send him to find out why elephant is not there. So post has been created on that very evening, and I was sent along with my brother to find out why elephant is not there. That is my journey started. Even my career started with service. I don't have any service before that, and that dragged me to this elephant, and I am working. My age is now 67, and I am just going on doing on elephant. That is the whole thing.
So that phrase which you had mentioned during the interview, or
Yeah,
when your brother was being told, why elephant is not there?
yeah.
Does that question still trouble you now, or does that
No, that
sing you?
sometime when I am just thinking, why I ask that why elephant is not there? That kane nahi. Say question. Probably it is my destiny. That kane nahi, hati kane nahi. That post me in the subject. That kane nahi. Say Daniel asked me and go and find out why elephant is not there. And after that, I tried to leave that elephant. I came back to this Kaushala Ganga Sifa in 88. Before that, I joined ICR in Barakpur, Sifri. And I did my PhD on ecology and environment, feeding habit of high altitude fishes in Himachal Pradesh, River Bias. But again, it dragged me back to the elephant. I don't know. This is my destiny.
And here we are sitting in Baliguda block, Forest Division, Kotgarh, and we had a trek inside. It was so interesting going with you and learning so many things. But do you think that being an academician and academician and an educator in many ways, and also a administrator in many ways, you must
No, I never administrated in a way the people are administrating. I only administrated in the research group. I always had from I joined as a research fellow, then I research associate, then I came to as a scientist, and I working till my end scientist. And my group is always, I always try to motivate the people what to do in the field, how to do only research. I never go on administrating anything. I once I for a short period I joined in some aquaculture farm, and there I tried to administrate, but I failed there. I failed there means at that time I achieved the highest production in macrovacterium rosenberg, that is 2 ton macrovacterium production in Calcutta sewage water. That time it was record. That time it was record, and sewage water macrovacterium that গলদা চিংড়ি যেটা আপন কହୁଛନ୍ତି বড় বড় মোটা চিংড়ি যেটা হয় সেটা nobody is able to produce. I able to produce on that water. And even in Sifa, in my pond, this is the highest production, 21.9 ton major car production in 87, 88. That was also record. But on an average, that come down to 8 ton or 9 ton, something like that.
In these times when it's so easy to create awareness because of social media and so much of medium. I know long back those mediums were not there was to create awareness. So you have specialists there also. We have researchers and people who have gone deep into every study, people like you. But would you think there's a gap on people who need to implement, or there has to be some synergy in that? Because you can do a lot of research, have data, you have people who can create awareness, but on ground, implementing that.
Yes. I think I have a publication in some Odisha, just not journal, regular magazine, that I categorize 3 people: managers, then bureaucrats, then researcher. Researcher are doing their research, and they think their research is the best research, but it is not correct. If I am also doing the research, my research, I am thinking it is the best solution I find, but it may not be. There's managers, when they are going to implement, they has to find out which findings is better to implement. And bureaucrats are there, they are capable of doing research, but they don't have time. Bureaucrats don't have, they are intelligent brain, they don't have time to do the research, but they has to pick up the best
To support them.
best research finding, and they know where the fund is available, which could be implemented. That 3 pillar should be work together, correlate together. Otherwise, no, my research finding, I am thinking I am the god, my finding is the best. It is not correct. And the bureaucrats thinking, oh, this research, no, okay, we will take his finding. They has to select the best one and give this chance to the managers to implement with the funding, that it could be executed and it would give the result. That thing it is long back. I think it is 2011 or 12. I have published in some souvenir on something. I mentioned this. This researcher are always thinking they are the cream of the society. They find the best, but it's not like that. My finding may have lacuna. Your finding may have lacuna. But bureaucrats have the intelligence to select which the best result is obtained by the researcher and which could be implementable in the field. Managers are there to implement the things with the funding of supported by the bureaucrats. These 3 pillars should work together. Otherwise, no, researcher doing research. What will happen to the research? My report will be dumped somewhere. So bureaucrats should extract out of 10 researcher whose research is good to implement, whose research is giving the solution to the problem. That has to be done. That is needed.
It's so much of experience, and you started so young and as an environmentalist in a way which very few people would know how to go about it. So talking to the younger generation, everybody is thinking about conservation, talking about environmentalism, So sometimes it's a bit superficial with the young people, but if somebody is very passionate, interested, how would you suggest? Because like we were discussing, I got to know so much about that. We got more than 2,000 elephants in Odisha, maybe 6,000 in Karnataka, and in some other states. So, and establishing elephant corridors, things like that. How do we simplify this stuff for general people, and how do we incorporate them into the mainstream of conservation?
Yeah,
Because that is, of course, a challenge.
this is a big challenge to the society. Entire society is suffering from that. Today is the internet, the social media era. The first thing I suggest the young researcher, study the book, go to the field, get your own experience, then you come back. Don't think that my senior's experience is everything, and which I can get from the net or you can get from the your book or something that is sufficient for me. No, every moment, every second is a new experience in the forest, and every researcher, after studying the knowledge, after getting the knowledge, they should go to the field, must go to the field. Don't sit on the laptop and the lab. That is my suggestion. If you won't go to the field, you you don't get the essence, you don't get the
feel of
feeling of the nature. You don't feel exact feeling won't come on your mind. You see, today we go that caterpillar, a caterpillar is traveling, and the color of the caterpillar, their movement, one is fearing, one is taking it in the hand. How is taking it in the hand without any fear? And the fear will go only if you
We
go
have
to
knowledge.
if you go to the field
Practical.
only. Yeah.
Wonderful, sir. I mean, this is such a brilliant insight for, especially for the young people now in these days of artificial intelligence, where you think you can sit at home and know about everything. Especially when you are connected with nature and want to do something with nature, which I think every young person should, whether it's the birds in your backyard or the plants we have around us. If you want to specialize in environment or you want to do something in conservation as a profession, it's very important. It's not about just theory. You have to go to the ground, and the ground, when you're talking about nature and forest, you have to see forest. You have to be part of it.
Exactly.
You have to connect with the communities and understand the man animal conflict, which is a very in between inverted commas, which we see in the newspapers. So, three or four things which you would want to advise the next generation, because we are all talking about the earth is the only one we have, so
Yeah.
take care of it.
Correct.
But that's very nice to put it on billboards and stuff like that. But how do people collectively, institutions take it up?
Yeah, you see, uh, don't target the mature mind. Don't target the mature mind. Go to school level. Tell them what is what. What is what. A caterpillar is caterpillar. A caterpillar is giving a butterfly. That they should know from the child. Then only they will develop the passion for the nature. I study in the teacher is teaching, yes, but a butterfly is coming from the caterpillar. But once you see in the field the varieties of caterpillar, varieties of butterfly, and their life cycle, their cocoon formation, and the different way of cocoon formation, that will attract you, that will motivate you, that will give you insight in the conservation, and you have to target the young generation. I don't think the mature people that those have their own ideas already implemented in their brain. We cannot erase that. If you want to save the nature, you target class 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people and implement the importance of nature on their brain. Then everything will be okay. And then everything will
With practical
with
experience.
practical experience. We give them their experience and what I can say, once they will know nature in their own eyes, no, they will surely be motivated. They will surely motivated. If I won't see in my own eyes the how the butterfly is coming out and how they are spreading their wing and they are finally they are flying with the colorful wings. That if you see, no, you will immediately run behind that butterfly.
Absolutely.
You run behind that butterfly. You won't go back to home. You run behind that butterfly. Which
That curiosity.
that curiosity, then you next the child will see which flower they are taking for their food, which flowers they are pollinating, which crops they are pollinating, then only the interest will grow. You see, even today, if all the bees will go, the crop production will come down to just 5%, 95% crop will be collapsed. The Russian example is very nice. They just kill all the sparrow because sparrow was eating the grains. They kill all the sparrow. After what happened after 5 years? Consecutive 3 years they face the crop loss, and they reintroduce from Russia the sparrow to survive and save their crop, and they come back to the natural production.
Absolutely. And
That is
we
the
got some
that
good examples also.
that should know the children. You see, cos theta, sin theta is okay. It is needed for the it needed for the scientists. But for saving nature, we won't need all this rocket science. We only know the nature from your own eyes.
Absolutely. And we've got such great examples, especially in the US. There is, if you know, this actor Morgan Freeman. He has created, since you mentioned bees, he has created a land space of his and is just keeping bees there just to create that awareness. And we have this very famous, he was a great person in media, made a lot of money, lot of land in the US. He's turning his land into getting back the bisons in the US.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important for people who have been successful, have the funds around them to be very focused on doing things. I don't know how much space we have in India for private people to get into creating conservation, but I think we have this example in Gujarat where they've created this zoo. I think that new things are happening. It can happen with people who are successful. And like you said, people are not matured yet.
Yeah.
And not seen the world, but they can see the world through nature.
Yeah. You see, you give the example. Just go back before 2008 or 10. What was the fund available to the scientists, to the researcher, to the field people? I think after that we have sufficient fund to implement in the field. Before that, even for a research project, a research fellow is, I started research fellowship, 400 rupees per month. And that time I pay 185 rupees a house rent. And the rest of the amount I able to spend. But the what thing is, my neighbor used to give me the morning breakfast, tea, everything. Because that cooperation is there. Because I am a researcher. He is a researcher. Just give him some food. And they know the value of the research and what the fellow is struggling. Today, one research fellow, today, if you qualify the UGC, you are getting 25,000 or 35,000. Yes, the evaluation is there. I agree to that. But that hardship is not there. The hardship faced by 20, 30 years back, the researcher faced. Even I can say the academic harassment they have faced. Today, that academic harassment is not there.
So things are improving.
Things are improving, and things are very student friendly now. That time I registered twice for my PhD. After completing my thesis, he said, I won't sign. You are not coming every day to the lab. This is the situation I face.
Thank you so much for being part of this conversation on conservation and your insights. And hopefully we'll keep on doing something together.
Yeah, if you ask me anything about elephant conservation, I can give you lecture on academic view. But you are asking me in a different context.
Yeah.
You are not restricted to my subject. In general, you are asking how to improve the conservation effort. It is only the young mind has to be motivated for this purpose. Young mind has to be motivated for this purpose.
Thank you so much. We would hopefully meet again and we will discuss more on this. More specific topics, because that's going to benefit the next generation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.